Hi everyone, my name is Arjun Ghosh and today I'm going to teach you the second half of the double entry bookkeeping. Now the first time we met, I explained you about the basic double entry and all the different types of double entry bookkeeping. And today I'm going to teach you a slightly different topic. Let's start. Now the new concept I'm about to teach you today is known as cash book. Now the cash book is fairly simple to understand and it basically includes the income and expense, so it's very simple. Let me show you the format of the basic cash book. Here it goes. So now I'm going to show you how the cash book looks like. Let's see. Now this is nothing like the ledger account, because in this cash book there are no multiple accounts. It's just a plain simple cash book. Now let me draw it for you here and explain it later. Okay, so as you can see here, this side of the cash book is the debit side, which is obvious. I'm just going to write DR over here, and this side of the cash book is the credit side. Alright, so in the cash book, that as you can see, the difference is that instead of one amount column, there are two types of amount columns on both the sides. On both the sides you can see that cash and bank, cash and bank. Now you can use some common sense of yours and just try to guess what it is. That's right, on the debit side all the incomes are there, but it's been classified into two types of incomes. One is the income which is received in cash, and one is the income which is received by check or by credit transfers. An example of such is, let's see, a debtor has paid, I'm owing cash by bank, so we're just gonna write the date over here and we're gonna write the debtor's name, let's say Lodi Traders, and for example, if they have paid by bank, which is a check or a credit transfer, depending on either one, it doesn't make a difference. We're going to write the amount in the bank column. And if another debtor, XYZ, has paid his owing amount in cash, we are going to write it in the cash column. And so on. Now on the credit side, whatever the expenses are, such as rent, we're going to write the date. Then on the credit side, rent for example, shop has to be paid, and it's the bank, which is a check. So we're going to write the amount in the bank column. Now I think you guys might know that we obviously have to balance these entries. So whatever side is the highest, for example, if this side is the highest, then the total of this, let's say it's x, y, x, okay, and even this has to be x, y, x, even though there is no entry over here, because we're gonna subtract the smaller side from the bigger side. Now there is no entry in the cash column for expenses here, so we're gonna write the balance carried down, and the difference is gonna come over here, so that these two columns are equal. It is usually done by subtracting the lower side from the higher side. Now this is also known as balancing. This balancing is applied in the basic double entry bookkeeping too. So any account you make, you have to balance them, and you have to carry them down. After this is over, you have to carry them down to here, and the opening of the next month or year should be written over here, and the balance brought down, the same thing is written over here in the cash column. Alright, so this was the cash book as I've explained it to you now, and let's see, yeah, so this was the cash book, and the next thing I'm going to tell you is about discount. Now what do you know about discount? The last time we met, I think I explained you the discount. Yeah, I think I explained you the discount, different types of discount most probably. Or no, I think I explained it to you now only. Alright, so in the cash book, discounts are received and given. So for example, if a business has given discount to some customer for, let's say, prompt payment, and for that discount is written over here. For example, I'm just going to rub this off. I'm going to make another column over here for discount on both the sides. So on the debit side, there is discount allowed. I'm so sorry. Yeah, so on the debit side, there is discount allowed, and on the credit side, there is discount received. So is the balance. Yeah, and over here, there is a discount received column, sorry. Discount received, and the amount will be written over here. Okay, so anyways, as I was saying, there are different columns for discount allowed and discount received. Now let me tell you why the discount allowed is on the debit side. Now the discount allowed is on the debit side because over here all the income is written. So the discount allowed is basically when, yeah, the discount allowed is written here because when you're selling goods to customers, this is the debit side is relating to all the customers. So basically whatever income is here, then that amount which the customer has paid, that has to be the discount allowed has to be subtracted from that amount. So you have to write the discount allowed over here. Same goes for discount received. As you're paying the suppliers, whatever payment will be written over there, the discount received has to be with the payment. So this was the cash book explained in brief by me. Alright, so the next step of this, so just keep this format in mind, it's pretty simple I think. Alright, so this was the cash book. The next thing I'm going to teach you is what happens when there is a contra entry. Let me explain to you what a contra entry is now. Alright, so a contra entry is basically when the same entry is entered twice. I'll give you an example. For example, if surplus cash is paid into the bank, let me show you what happens when. Alright, so we're going to create the bank account. Alright, we're going to create the bank account, just creating it in rough over here. Date, detail, amount, date, detail, amount. Forget this thing. Alright, so if this is the bank account, alright, if this is the bank account and there's a contra entry made, basically means the entry is entered twice, as I said, then I'll give you an example. Let me just make the cash account over here. I hope you can see this. I'm not erasing it now because it's really important. Alright, this is the cash account, this is the bank account, and as I was saying, what would happen if the cash in the cash account has to be transferred to the bank account. Alright, so over here we are going to write the bank account on the credit side of the cash account. This doesn't mean it's an expense. It basically means that the amount is just being transferred from the cash account to the bank account. I'll show you the date, whatever amount is there, we're going to write the bank account on the credit side, and over here we're going to write cash account. It's just a transfer of amounts and it is not an expense. Please keep that in mind. So this was surplus cash is paid into the bank. This is the contra entry. Now let me show you what happens if cash is withdrawn from the bank for office use. Do not confuse this with drawings. Drawings is a completely different matter. What would happen if cash was withdrawn from the bank for office use? Alright. So forget this thing. Now don't forget this thing. I mean, this is a completely different matter, as I said. So I'm just going to erase the date and everything. Alright. So when cash is withdrawn from bank for office use, on the credit side of the bank account, we're going to write cash. Sorry. Yeah. We're going to write cash account, the amount over here, and we are going to write bank account over here, because the cash account is withdrawing money from the bank in the form of cash. So obviously either ways both are income. There is transfer of incomes from one account to the another. So it's pretty simple, I may say. Alright. The next thing I'm going to tell you is that, yeah, so as I said, there is the cash book, as I explained earlier, income and expense. This is the transfer, this is also known as contra entry. So this is the contra entry of cash account to bank account transfer. Alright. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to teach you is the account of discount allowed and discount received. Okay, so I'm going to teach you the accounts of discount allowed and discount received. Let's start. Alright, the same goes as usual. Amount, detail, date, amount, detail, date. Alright. So let's just say this is the discount allowed account, alright? Allowed account, this one, right over here. And if a supplier has allowed us discount, no, I'm so sorry, if we have allowed the customer a discount, I'm so sorry about that mix up, then on the debit side, of the discount allowed account, we are going to write, just give me a minute over here, I need to check something. Yeah, so on the debit side of the discount allowed account, we are not going to write each individual entry because there are a lot of discounts which are going to be given. So there is a double entry for this exactly, but on the debit side of the discount allowed account, we're going to write total for the month, which is calculated from the cash book itself. So in the cash book, you've written all the individual discount alloweds, which are credited to the customer's account, but in the discount allowed account, we're only going to write the total for the month. I hope you got that. It's a different concept altogether. So keep that in mind. The next thing I'm going to teach you is discount received. So discount received is the exact opposite of discount allowed. I'm just going to erase that and write discount received. And instead of the debit side, we're going to write the total for the month with the date on the credit side. Alright, so that was the discount allowed and discount received account. Now the next thing which I'm going to tell you about is a dishonored check. Now what is a dishonored check? Let me tell you. A dishonored check occurs when a check is received which the debtor's bank refuses to pay. It could be because the debtor may not have enough money in his or her bank account, or there may be an error on the check written, or for example there is no signature, no date, the amount is in words and the amount in figures do not agree, all kinds of errors. So whatever the case, the check will be dishonored. So let me show you how a dishonored check is written up in a double entry. Alright, so this is not needed. Alright, sorry about that. Okay, so first of all, when a dishonored check occurs, so when a dishonored check occurs, we're going to write up the debtor's account. So whatever the name of the debtor is, we're going to write debtor account, and we are going to write bank account. Alright, so when that happens, on the debit side of the debtor's account, we're going to write the date. Alright, then as you know, the debtor's check might have got bounced off or something. So when he had paid that amount, it had come on the debit side. We used to write bank on the debit side because he's paid the amount in our bank, which is the income, so it will be the debit side of the bank. But as the check has bounced back, we are going to write the dishonored check on the debit side, on the exact opposite side. So we're going to write the same bank over here, but in bracket we'll write dishonored check. Alright, so this was a dishonored check, and on the credit side of the bank account we'll write the name of the debtor, which is debtor account, and we can write it on the credit side. This completes a double entry for a dishonored check. Now what would happen if, what would happen if that dishonored check is been received after being banked either ways? So after writing up the dishonored check, it is treated as an, let's say, temporarily loss. So what would happen when the dishonored check is received? Then at that time, on the debit side of the bank account, we're gonna write the name of the debtor account. Alright, again same amount over here, and yeah, and then we're gonna write the bank account over here. So this was the dishonored check received. Alright, I hope that's clear with you guys, and let me tell you about the next thing which I'm going to show you. The next thing which I'm going to teach you about. Oh, we're done. That's great. So let's meet next time, and the next time we meet, I'm going to teach you guys a new topic, which is the next time we meet, I'm going to teach you a new topic which is completely theoretical, which is known as business documents. I hope you guys have enjoyed the video. Please subscribe to my channel, and we'll meet next time.